Hi, my name's Tim Bennett. I'm the founder of the Community.Network, and there's been a lot of conversations about using AI for marking exam scripts. Now, the current rules are that with a regulator like Ofqual, if you're a regulated qualification, then you cannot use AI to mark exam scripts as a sole means of marking. Also, you've got to be careful about it being used in such a way that it will influence the marker in that process. So that kind of idea of anchoring their thinking as well. However, it's important that we all kind of understand the capabilities and potential of AI to mark scripts, and to do so in a relatively safe way that you're running a local model. Now, it might be that you are someone who's very much into creating your own or fine-tuning your own local model. Maybe something that's completely new to you. The idea of running a large language model. The difference when you're running one locally is that the actual model is on your computer. So you could download DeepSeek and put it on your computer and run and chat against it, and you're not sharing anything with the makers of that model. Other models like ChatGPT 5, etc., are all API based. So if you were to be using either the interface or using the API to send information up, then there's a chance that you may be sharing information that could be used as part of training the model. You might be sharing sensitive information. So it's a nice idea that everyone learns and understands how to use models locally. And I wanted to kind of help people do that. So what I've done is I've built this application called Local Marker. This is a web app that's running on the internet through my services. It doesn't store any of the information you provide up, but obviously you're transmitting information up to a server, etc. So there's always those kind of risks. So just be careful with what it is you're sharing in there. But I purposely built this so it doesn't store anything. You do need to sign up or sign in to configure it. So I'm just going to go in here and do that. Put my name in, details. I'm going to agree to the terms and conditions. That means you sign up to the Test Community Network. You can unsubscribe to that at any time you like. And I'm going to get an email in a second with a verification code. There we go. Copy that. Paste that in. And I'm verified. Now, I'm going to need some information now from my local instance running my model. Now, before we get into that, what you need to do is, to do this, you need to go to an organization called Jan.ai. This is one I found to be pretty good, because I've tried Olama and other ones on my computer, and I've always struggled to run a bit, but this one I've had some good success with. So I'm going to download for Windows. That means I'm going to install this application here. So what that will mean is you're given a chat window. You need to then install a large language model. That means you download it from the internet. And you can see we've got one here already, but I'll show you where you go for that. If you go to Hub, and you just need to find a model. So a good one to start with, if you want to try the DeepSeek ones or try the Gemma ones from Google, what this means is you're going to download a model. This is a 2.1 gigabyte model, so not a big model. There's not lots of parameters in there. You're going to download that, and you're going to be running it local on your device. And that means you could go to it, start a new chat. So I've got DeepSeek here, for instance. I'm going to put in hello, and that will be running locally on my device, and it's thinking it's going through. Now, in order to use my application with this application, which is running a large language model locally on your computer, you need to go to settings, and you need to click on the API, local API. I'm just going to stop that because I've got one running, but I'll show you exactly how that works. There we go. So when you see it, you'll say start server. I would recommend that you put in an API key first off. It's not super sensitive that you do that, but it's just good practice to do this. Remember, you're working with a local computer here, so it's kind of relatively safe, but still best to put in a reasonable API key in there. Now, what I've put in there is kind of a basic one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to just copy that and go back to my application. I'm going to throw that in. So I'll leave the API key in there. What I also need from the app is I need my instance. I'm going to start the server. Make sure that's started. Let's go in. I'm going to go to my chat. I'm going to stop that chat. I'm just going to look at my model. So I'm just going to new chat. Click on that there. And I want to copy that model name there, because that's the model that I'm using on this computer. I'm going to paste it in. If you're using the Jan stuff, then you shouldn't need to change any of this local host. I'm going to test this connection, make sure it's working. Now, the speed of this depends on the computer that you're using. As I'm running this on this computer, it's got other things going on at the same time. It's going to be a little bit slow. However, what I generally do is I use another computer for any running of any local models. I don't use my kind of workstation, normal workstation for doing this. I have a separate little kind of equivalent mini PC running that I would do this on separately. You can obviously get other computers, but ideally what you need is a good graphics card within that, because that's where it does most of the processing activity. There we go. There we go. That's done, sorted. I'm going to save that configuration. Okay. Now, for the next part, that's the straightforward part. That's the bit that you do before. You need to upload your marking rubric. So your mark scheme that you're going to use against it, you can upload your scripts, and then you can set the marks here for that marking. You can view the system prompt that comes sent through. That's something I want to work on with you as part of this process, just to understand and get your feedback from that, and then just hit start marking, and it'll start working its way through marking the scripts. It's set that you get a CSV that you can download, and then you've got the mark, the reason for the mark being given, and the feedback as well. And like I say, this is all part of an experiment, so I want to kind of look at how that approaches the information that's presented. But that's it. Thank you, and bye-bye.